I was just a little girl.
Could you give your full name and what you do here at the Presbyterian Night Shelter?
My name is Reginald Toombs, and I'm the food service manager for the Presbyterian Night Shelter.
How long you've been down here? Are you homeless right now, Reggie?
No, sir, I'm not. I recently, last year, as of right around June, I moved into my own apartment, 1324 East Lancaster. It's a loft apartment.
How did you get your apartment?
Well, actually, I started by volunteering here in the kitchen, and some things transpired and some things went on here in the kitchen that I had an opportunity to become a staff member. I started off pretty much just contract, and then once one of the managers left, I had an opportunity to step into that position and take over.
What would you suggest to men and women who are homeless right now? A lot of just interviewed some people on the street saying that there's really not much out here that help them get off the street. What would you tell them?
First of all, I always like to say I like to always keep myself eligible. And what I mean by that is I always keep myself in a position to where if an opportunity comes around, I'm there to take advantage of it. If I'm in and out of jail, I won't be able to take advantage of it. If I'm drunk and if I'm high, I won't be able to take advantage of that. If I'm not doing the things that I need to be doing, then I'm not eligible for those positions and those opportunities when they come to me.
So you were telling them to make themselves eligible by not doing the things that hinder their opportunity to make it. What caused you not to do that?
Well, I was determined that, you see it every day. You see the alcoholism, you see the drug addiction, and you see people who are really just not bad people who just made some bad decisions. And I knew my road, the road that I had taken, and the reason that I took that road is because of my decisions. I had to change my thinking because my thinking is what got me into the position of being homeless, of drug addiction, of going to prison and things like that. So I had to realize that it's not the world that's killing me, it's me that's killing me.
So what turned you around? I know do you come from an affluent family? Do people taught you the morals as you were growing up? What made you go astray from what you were taught?
Well, yes, my family, very religious family. We're from Fort Worth, out of the Stop 6 area. And, we were in church every Sunday, and grandmother and mama, and they taught you things that, that would be a life lesson that you take down the road with you. And I guess mine started off as a recreational thing. When I went to college, everybody was doing it. And it was one of those things where I figured, well, okay, I've got time. I'm only about 21 years old, so I've got time to get this out of the way, get this partying, and then by the time, I get it all out of my system, things will be better. Well, I looked up and it was 25 years later and things hadn't gotten any better. I was traveling down that same road of doing the same things that I was doing and hoping to get different results. And then it goes back to my thinking. It goes back to my thinking.
It sounds like you started working immediately. Do you think work helps people out? Do you need work with benefits, or can day labor really help you? A lot of men on the street have been talking about day labor really hadn't helped them very much.
It just depends on, if I have $1 and I'm hungry, but I decide to go get a beer, then that dollar didn't go to what a need, a basic need. I should have fulfilled that basic need. Whether I've got $1,000 or $1, I put that money towards a basic need. And whether it's day labor or whether it's a job paying $60,000 a year, if I don't put that money towards my basic needs and necessities, I could be, I could be a billionaire and still not be wealthy or fulfilled,
A lot of people are going to watch this video. Some of the guys and women, men and women who are homeless, are going to watch and say, well, Reggie's just part of the system. He's just in there. He's saying that because he's part of that and he's got a good job and he's just one of them. So he's not really talking about what's really out here. What would you say to them?
I slept on mat 72. I slept with these guys every night. And I chose, when I got up in the morning, my road was to go do something that was going to be prosperous. I didn't get up in the morning thinking, hey, okay, here's another day and I'm not going to accomplish anything and the system is against me. I've been to prison and I've been homeless and I've had to sleep in my car. These are things that these guys go through every day, but I made a decision that, hey, man, I said to myself when I got here and I was sleeping on mat 72, is that if I get an opportunity to get in that kitchen, because I saw people in the kitchen working and I'm saying, I wonder how they got in there. And I noticed these guys didn't have to leave the building. You know, so that was one of the things. I didn't want to have to leave the building either. I got up at 6 o'clock. They wanted you out by 7, and I had to find a way that I did not have to leave the building. And at the time, I had no money, so I had to find a way to meet a need, and that need was hunger. And I said, if I could get in this kitchen, man, the rest would be history.
It just sounded like you were self-motivated, so it sounds like you had it already had in your mindset that you wanted to make it. So I would hope that other people who are on the mat, maybe mat 74 or 76 or 78, that they would get up with the same enthusiasm. In closing, I would like to say that what would you suggest to some of the powers to be that's helping people move from homelessness to self-sufficiency? What would be one thing or a couple of things that you would suggest to them in order for most men and women to make it out of homelessness?
Well, first of all, Dr. Adam West said that we're all one paycheck away from being homeless. So I suggest to everyone, you know, to value what you have, whether it's $1 or whether it's $10 or whether it's $10 million. Value what you have. Of course, you can't take it with you. That's true. But please value what you have and leave something for someone else. I don't have any children, so therefore I say I do the things that I do to leave for someone who may come up behind me and say, hey man, I've been to prison, man, can't find a job, I'm homeless right now, you know, and I'm sleeping on mat 72, man, what did you do? You know, what was your motivation? Hey man, I got up every morning and I went to work because I knew this is not what I wanted to continue to do the rest of my life.
Right, in closing, I kind of represent the church, being a pastor of a church, and a lot of churches come down here to help people. What would you suggest to the church that comes down here to try to help people move out of homelessness? What would you tell them? What would be the first thing that you would suggest to them as they think about how can I help a man or a woman get off the street?
A lot of people will tell you that I am not the one to, I give attaboys, but I also, you know, I try to motivate you. You know, I'm not going to be one of those who's going to come up to you and tell you, oh, it's okay, things will get better. Because, see, we play a big part in things getting better. You know, of course, these programs are here. But like I stated earlier, you must keep yourself eligible for these programs. And if you don't keep yourself eligible for these programs, I'm sorry, please don't come to me crying about, well, I don't have money and I am hungry and I don't, man, I am here to provide a wonderful meal, a great meal for great people. And that's what I do. But I'm also here to provide a service to show them that the opportunities are out there. You know, they're out there. All you got to do is just grab them by the horns, man, and sit back and enjoy the ride because they're out there.
So you would tell the church to bring opportunities to people down here? You would tell them? I would
tell the church to bring words of encouragement, and a lot of times when the people from the church come, they want to quote scriptures sometimes to people, and a lot of these guys and women don't. You know, I can give them a scripture and never quote what book it came out of. You know, these are because the Bible is about life. It's about living. It's about living, and you know, and I give it to them, and whether they accept it or not, it's solely up to them. But I know I tell them, well, I accepted it, and you know, it's been wonderful ever since.
So you would suggest don't just come down here quoting scriptures, and so we noticed quite a few churches come down here with food to feed the homeless. Is that a good thing, or is that a bad thing? Would you kind of decrease that, or what would you suggest?
No, sir. I believe that that's a wonderful thing. Because, you know, Maslow has a hierarchy of needs, and your basic needs need to be met. And one of those needs is food, clothing, and shelter. And it's hard for a man to get up, go look for a job, when his stomach is touching his back. You know, only thing he can concentrate on at this moment in time is getting something to eat. You know, and no, I encourage more. You know, as much as possible can bring, I encourage it. Because as long as, if you can meet that need and take that hunger away from a person, now his brain begins to move. Okay, I don't have to worry about my stomach. Now I can move on. I can go down here. I've got the energy to walk downtown to the library and get on the computer. I've got the energy to walk to the Texas Workforce Commission and present myself, you know, to these people. I can, you know, I'm motivated to go get some things to clean myself up, shave, and get my hair done. You know, if their stomachs are full, I believe it gives them more than a 50% chance of, you know, getting out there and doing something better for themselves.
Hey, Reggie, thank you so much for the Soul Cafe News.